You know how when you hear that something costs government $800 billion, dollars, it can be kind of hard to really make that number practical. It's such a big number, hard to make coherent, sort of practical sense of it. And the same is true for the number of lies that Donald Trump has told. Over 928 days in office, which was as of August 5th, about a week ago, Donald Trump has told 12,019 lies. This is the latest tally from the Washington Post's analysis. This is about 13 lies per day over the entire presidency. Now, as we've become accustomed to, the Washington Post doesn't want to call them lies. They call them false or misleading claims. And I've talked a little bit about the possible legal repercussions of actually using the word lie, but they are lies. And Donald Trump lately is lying even more. The average for the presidency is 13 lies per day. But since April of this year, it's been 20 lies per day. As I mentioned earlier, the lies are often about immigration. They've also been about the economy, about trade, about Russia. And I do agree that this is a problem. Donald Trump either can't or won't tell the truth. But for me, the real issue is the sort of quality and outrageous and audacious nature of the lies rather than just the quantity of lies. The quantity is shocking. But Donald Trump has basically skated free from his lies. And a big reason for that is that his followers will rationalize the lies away with something like, oh, all politicians lie. But they believe that even though Donald Trump lies, just like any other politician, Trump has the right ideas and he's doing the right things. And it leads to zero accountability, no impact, no effect, no consequences. Now, I want to believe that independent and centrist voters do care about the lying, and that therefore, when we finally have a Democratic nominee, the Democratic nominee needs to be equipped to call Trump out on the lies during the general election debates, or the Democratic nominee is simply going to have no chance. I know that we've talked about cognitive decline, and that's a good conversation to have about Trump, but there's actually a much more obvious condition, a personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder. And this may make it difficult for the eventual Democratic nominee to really effectively call Trump out on his lies. First, let's just look at the criteria for narcissistic personality disorder, which requires at least 5 of the following 9. A grandiose sense of self-importance. That's absolutely something Trump has. A preoccupation with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or ideal love. Trump certainly has that. A belief that he or she is special and unique and can only be understood by or should associate with other special or high status people or institutions. 100%. The need for excessive admiration, obviously. I mean, it's almost like describing Trump. A sense of entitlement, of course. Interpersonally exploitive behavior. Yes. A lack of empathy, obviously. Envy of others or a belief that others are envious of him or her. 110%. A demonstration of arrogant and haughty behaviors or attitudes. Trump hits 9 out of 9, and only 5 of these are required criteria for a diagnosis of narcissistic personality disorder. So this is what we have. It's pretty clear. Trump, his entire life, has been of the mindset that he just needs to say whatever will get him through the next 30 seconds, and it'll all get cleaned up later, usually by somebody else. So I think that the idea of just having a Democratic nominee that will call Trump out about his lies during the debates is not going to be as much of an easy win as some people might imagine. Trump is good at one thing, which is surviving the next 30 seconds. And if Donald Trump can survive the next 30 seconds, and then the 30 seconds after that, and then the 30 seconds after that during the debate, that may be enough to keep him from losing his supporters, his core supporters, because he's able to just save face and get out of the debate. When you're president, the lies are a major problem for the economy. They're a major problem for our relationships with other countries. But Donald Trump's approach is going to continue to be the same, and it is one of surviving the next 30 seconds. Say whatever you can to get through the next minute, and then deal with the repercussions on the back end, often with even more lies. So this is something that is going to be an issue during the debates. I think it's going to be more difficult than some might imagine for the Democratic candidate to actually hurt Trump with. And speaking of the general election debates, will any network hosting the general debates have the testicular fortitude, for lack of a better term, to call out Trump every time that he lies and call out the Democratic candidate for lies as well, by all means. But will they have the bravado and the strength to face the critiques that they have it in for Trump, so to speak? Or will they simply call out, that is not true? Mr. President, what you just said is untrue. It's an easy moral decision for me, but I can bet you that the networks are going to find it a much more difficult decision to make. And they probably will not call out Donald Trump's lies during the general election debates. Let me know what you think. Make sure you are following The David Pakman Show on Twitch at twitch.tv/David Pakman. I will be streaming this evening at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and I hope you'll join me there.